Alright, so I just got done watching episode 7 of Alone season 8. I got my notes, and this time I got a few more minutes. Last week I was very busy, but we're out of the woods for today, head back in tomorrow. But we got a chance to watch a show. The show first starts out with Biko, his classic likable self, just trying to maintain his weight, take it easy, not hurt himself. Gets his door built. He's really just chilling out. It really is, Biko could do really well this season with as many restrictions as there are. Not only is he not, he's an experienced fisherman, which doesn't seem to be helping anyone, but he is, with that weight advantage in these conditions, it is hard to be, going to be hard to beat, and he's tough, man. I don't know, what it's like to lose a whole bunch of weight without eating any food to stave off the hunger pangs and stuff, but that's at this rate what he's looking at, and it's what he's been going through for at least 3 or 4 weeks now, and still got good spirits, still doing his thing. So like or love the strategy or not, he's in a really good position to do well using it, and it takes some serious mental toughness. So that's what he's doing. They don't show a lot of him. He almost rolls his ankle, but he doesn't. So anyway, that's him. Then we go on to Rose. She's having a cold beer, actually tea, in her bottle she found. It's super nice to find containers out there. I actually did find a full Rolling Rock beer when I was out there. I couldn't believe it. I was out setting snares, walking along the shoreline, and I found a beer. It had rolled around and come so far across the lake that almost all the green was off the can. It was all worn out, but somehow it was still unpunctured. I saved that can of beer for like a month, just like, man, it's gonna be so good. And then on my daughter's birthday, I wanted to drink it before it froze too hard, so I cracked it open. Gonna be the best beer of my life, and it tasted terrible. I mean, who knows how long it had been out in the sun to end up where I was, but it was still fun to find, and I drank it anyway, a couple hundred calories. But well, she did find the bottles. Drinking tea. I always drink tea when I'm out there because you might as well get the extra vitamins of tea rather than just water, and it's good to heat anyway, because then when you're drinking it, your body's not having to heat that liquid. It's preheated. There's a bear encounter, and she found a really cool bear trap, which how many of you would be tempted to set it in the woods somewhere? But she has a crazy bear encounter, and obviously panics a little bit, it's real nervous. It can be real nerve-wracking when you're out there by yourself. So, but she manages to get control of her anxiety and fear, and she doesn't tap out. She goes back. It shows her later in the episode talking about, okay, I got to change my mindset here. So she's figuring that out. And later in the episode, we see our first snare being successful. I don't know if they're not showing it, or if there's no rabbits, or if there's just not much snaring happening, but she gets a rabbit, so that's cool. That's exciting, and it's good to see somebody be effective with a snare, get something. It's of course, it's a game of lots and numbers of snares everywhere, and of course that's easier said than done. Sometimes when you don't have a lot of animals or sign, where are you going to put all those snares? But apparently she put one in the right spot. Hopefully there's more animals around for her to catch, because as you can see, it's just so nice getting some meat in her gut. We also see Coulter again, good likable guy. Also, I like him. He's got what, if you know, you never know how the woods is gonna go, but if you had to roll the dice on this season and pick the best strategy, well, Biko's it's cool. You got three very good strategies. Clay with the big game hunting, you got Biko with, hey, got a lot of weight coming in and I'm just gonna chill out, and then you got and these are to oversimplify. I'm sure Biko's fishing and trying other things, but these are the three main lines here. And then you got Coulter, who's got a boat, which is, you got to think one of the best opportunities to make the tough fishing out there potentially successful, because he's got a very shallow shoreline. You see that with Teresa later when she goes to set out a trot line. She is walking a long ways out there. So that boat, it's a good idea, and he does manage to catch a couple little fish. They're not big, but again, any food is better than no food. He's been collecting tons of bolete mushrooms, which is great, and we collect a lot of those in Russia, and I do enjoy some boletes. So I don't know if they're calorically that advantageous, but like with all foraging, it is nutritious and it's giving you something to eat, so it's better than nothing. Ooh, what else? Yep. And then we got Clay. Starts out with Clay putting on making a little decoy hat. That's cool. There's guys called Ultimate Predator that make decoys. You like Velcro on the front of your bow. You can go through the woods. It does help to give you an extra second when something's like wondering what you are, or just if you make a wrong step, make a noise. Sometimes you can move like a deer, get them to kind of ignore you more than you would if you didn't have a decoy. It really helps for stalking, so it's actually pretty cool little idea. He stuffs the head. The natives in Russia would always use the face skins. They use them. They'd get two reindeer face skins and sew them opposite each other, kind of make some border around it, and that was what it would be like their saddle blanket, or the blanket they lay down on the teepee. That face skin wears a long time, so fun fact. But using those deer decoys, it's not going to be a problem for them, but on public land could be a little sketchy. You might get yourself shot. But then he decides to brain tan the hide, which I find very interesting. I would definitely want to eat the brain, especially in a very, when there's so little fat out there. The fat is actually just a big chunk of, the brain is just a big chunk of fat. So a lot of calories there. For my shelter, what I did with my hide was basically just smoke the skin, and then lay it on my shelter floor to sleep on to give me warmth, and then I could fold the top half over myself, give myself extra warmth on the extra cold nights. Also made some insoles for my boots, but I definitely didn't tan the hide, but it's a lot harder with the moose hide. But that said, I also wanted to eat the brain. So, but gives him something to do. That's good, and I'm sure if he gets that hide tanned, it'll be a great memento to have, even beyond its usefulness during the show. So, close call on the bear by his food. He ends up making a little alarm system using the air horn, which is funny. You didn't see it on my season, but on my season I made an alarm system. Of course, you probably know about the cans I used a lot as alarms around, but on my cache for the Wolverine, and I ended up setting some inner paracord strand hooked to a bear banger. So basically the same thing Clay did, but with a bear banger instead of the air horn. They usually have a thing you can pull, shoots them, so works really well for that. Also, the Wolverine never went through it, so I didn't have any issues with it, but I did set it. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, he's rationing his food very strictly, 2 ounces a day. I wonder about that. I wonder how, it might be a better play to just eat your food, have your body process it and go, but I guarantee you it's psychologically very difficult. Like you're never going to want to eat your last bit of food. It's better to have a little bit in front of you. I thought the show said he was keeping it to 2 ounces a day, which seems like a very small amount. And so that would be crazy, but can't imagine there's many calories there. But you never know. I don't know if that's actually true. He does say this is my day's ration, so yep. We'll see how long that can carry him. I'm sure he's going to be losing a lot of weight. And then Teresa's mostly living off of plants, which plants are great. You should collect them. Berries, you should, mushrooms, all that you should definitely collect and eat. But calorically they're minimal. So they're great for vitamins and for putting food in your gut, keeping your organism going, but for calories you're probably not going to lose any weight any slower than anybody else. So she's going to need to get some food, some real food soon, and she goes and sets her trot line. I'm not sure why. I don't know if the timing is right or what, but I'm not sure why she didn't do it sooner, because it's a very good idea, great idea to push a little raft out there. I will say you're going to need a really heavy rock to hold your raft in place out there with the waves. It's going to get pretty violent at times, it looks like. Need a nice heavy rock, push it out there, and then do the old same thing I did with the fishing net under the ice, kind of the clothesline move. But she seems to do it once the weather's pretty sour, and then she gets tangled up. Those life vests are designed so, like, say you got knocked out and fell in the water, there's automatically inflate when they touch water. So hers automatically inflates. You don't get really the full story, but somehow she gets tangled up in her line and all twisted up, and 35 minutes in that cold water is a really long time. So I'm glad she's okay, because holy smokes, that could be dangerous. You can see she was in there long enough to get cold enough that she burnt her leg trying to warm up. I did fall through just one leg through the ice in Russia at one point, and had miles to walk to my shelter, to my cabin, and had a similar thing happen to my leg where it just got cold as a piece of wood. It's like, oh man. But yeah, you gotta let it heat up, warm up slowly, and try not to burn it. And yeah, that's brutal. That's crazy. 35 minutes in that water. So I don't even know if she got her trout line set. I'd imagine not. Be out there tomorrow. Just kidding. Then yeah, I mean, that's basically the rundown of what happens on the episode. Nobody taps out, and we see some of the previews of next episode. Maybe more encounters with a bear. Lots of bear encounters. Looks like that black bear's running around Clay still, so we will see. It's about to get crazy, man. We're getting deep to where, with this little food being caught, yeah, we're in pretty deep. So the people that are left are tough, and we'll just see which of those. I mean, you got to be getting food, and it just seems like the Biko, Coulter, Clay, at this point, are the guys that have some chance at that, So, but we'll see. Could switch at any time. Anybody could get injured. Anybody could have some successes that change the game. But we'll just watch. Anyway, thanks for watching this. I'm going to get ready for the wilderness courses tomorrow. Keep an eye out on Clay's page. He's done an interview here at my little cabin with myself and Nate, and he went up for a day with us into the wilderness, so a couple days. So he got a little footage, and it'd be fun to see. Anyway, thanks guys. Bye.